Your mouth is the construction site of your future. Every sentence you speak lays a brick in the unseen architecture of your life. The universe doesn't respond to silence, it responds to sound. And your sound carries authority. When you say, I'm broke, you've just issued a command to creation to sustain your lack. When you say, money never stays with me, you are not describing a condition, you are reinforcing it. But when you rise in faith and declare, I am a magnet for divine provision, and wealth flows to me easily, you begin to reprogram the field around you. The universe, being obedient by design, starts rearranging circumstances, people, and opportunities to align with your decree. Words are not just letters strung together, they are vibrational codes. The same voice that can curse can also create. When God said, let there be light, He didn't hope. He spoke, sound preceded substance. In the same way, your November will not shift until your language shifts. If your mouth is filled with complaints, your month will echo that energy. But if your mouth is filled with conviction, confidence, and gratitude, your month will bend in your favor. Wealth begins in the word. Before abundance manifests in your bank, it has to manifest in your vocabulary. Every time you speak, you broadcast a frequency. Think of your words like Wi-Fi signals, unseen, but powerful enough to connect you to everything you desire. You can't see your router signal, yet it connects your device to an invisible network that gives you access to unlimited information. Your words work the same way. They connect you to divine networks of wealth, favor, and opportunity. But when your words are filled with fear or doubt, the signal drops, and you disconnect from your divine source. That's why gratitude, faith, and positive declarations are not clichés. They're spiritual technologies. If you want November to bless you, start by blessing November. Speak to your month like it's a living being waiting for instruction. Say, November, I command you to yield financial miracles, healthy energy, and divine connections. I command open doors, debt cancellation, and peace in every area of my life. Speak it in the morning. Speak it when doubt whispers. Speak it even when your circumstances look the opposite. Because words once released don't die. They hover, waiting for alignment. The moment your energy and expectation catch up with your confession, manifestation becomes inevitable. The problem is that most people speak what they see. They use their tongue to describe instead of design. You are never meant to report your reality. You are meant to rewrite it. When you wake up and say, this is going to be a tough month, the universe simply agrees. It doesn't argue, it delivers. But when you say, this month, money comes to me from expected and unexpected sources, the same law goes to work, only now on your behalf. You switch frequencies. Look at successful people, those who attract wealth easily. They speak differently. They carry a verbal rhythm of certainty. They don't say if, they say when. They don't say I'm trying, they say I'm becoming. Their words are in harmony with abundance, not scarcity. You can't speak poverty all week and expect prosperity on the weekend. You can't keep repeating nothing ever works out for me and expect divine order to show up. The tongue is the thermostat of your destiny. It sets the atmosphere of your life. You might say, but what if I don't feel it? Speak it anyway. You're not lying. You're leading. Your words are the shepherds guiding your feelings to a higher vibration. Emotion follows expression. Say, I am wealthy. I am wise. I am walking in overflow. Even when your pockets feel empty because you're not describing your current state, you're declaring your future state. Every affirmation is a seed. And seeds don't grow the moment you plant them, but they always grow when you nurture them. Speak daily consistently without doubt, and soon your external world will mirror your internal language. This month, treat your words like sacred currency. Don't spend them carelessly. Speak only what you want multiplied. Command your November with intentional speech. Before we begin, don't forget to like, subscribe, and share this message. And drop one powerful word in the comments: blessings. Let your declarations carry conviction. Say, every bill is paid, every need is met. Every door that belongs to me opens effortlessly. The universe doesn't differentiate between spiritual and financial requests. It only follows the frequency of faith. If you keep your speech aligned with abundance, your experience will eventually follow suit. So today, open your mouth and build your fortune. Speak health into your body, peace into your home, and wealth into your future. Because your words are not just sounds, they are the blueprints of your destiny. Command wisely. Wealth is not attracted to effort alone. It's attracted to energy, and that energy begins in your mind. Your mind is a magnet that draws your external reality into being. Before money arrives in your hand, it first visits your imagination. If your thoughts are dominated by fear, lack, and self-doubt, your energetic field repels abundance, even if you pray or work hard for it. But when your mind vibrates with faith, gratitude, and expectation, it sends a signal to the universe that says, the universe doesn't give based on need, it gives based on belief. Every millionaire you've ever admired mastered this truth. Wealth begins as a mindset, not a bank balance. Your outer world is simply a mirror reflecting your inner programming. If that mirror keeps showing struggle, it's not because you're cursed. It's because your thoughts are rehearsing the same old story. You cannot think poverty all day and expect prosperity to show up as a surprise guest. The universe echoes your dominant frequency. Change the signal, and the response changes instantly. Let's visualize your mind as a powerful broadcast tower. Every thought you think is a wave transmitted into the spiritual field around you. That field has no judgment, it simply amplifies what you emit. If you keep transmitting, "I never have enough," the field says, "understood," and mirrors that vibration by organizing circumstances where you never have enough. But if you start transmitting, "money flows to me with ease and grace," that same field reorganizes itself to make that declaration your new reality. Thought is the architecture of wealth. That's why the most powerful transformation begins with awareness. Begin to monitor the mental conversation you have with yourself daily. Notice how often you replay failure, disappointment, and scarcity. Your mind cannot attract what it contradicts. You must retrain it to expect prosperity like it expects sunrise. The moment your inner talk aligns with abundance, opportunities start to appear. Not because they were created just then, but because your new awareness finally lets you see them. Many people confuse positive thinking with pretending. This is not about pretending. This is about alignment. When you align your mind with abundance, you're not ignoring reality. You're creating a new one. You're saying, even if I don't see it yet, I know it's on its way. That's not delusion. That's faith in motion. Remember, the unseen is always the foundation of the seen. Every building existed in someone's mind before it appeared on land. Every fortune existed as an idea before it became a bank statement. Here's a practical exercise. Every morning in November, before you touch your phone, close your eyes for 3 minutes and see yourself surrounded by wealth. Don't just visualize money. Feel the emotion of financial freedom. Feel what it's like to pay every bill effortlessly. Feel the joy of being a blessing to others. That emotional vibration is what magnetizes the experience. You cannot attract what you emotionally reject. When you feel rich, even become rich, you synchronize your energy with that reality. And the universe must respond in kind. Science even backs this up. Neuroscientists call it neuroplasticity, the brain's ability to rewire itself based on repeated thought. Every time you focus on abundance, your brain builds new neural connections that make prosperity your default mindset. Over time, this becomes your new emotional baseline, and life starts matching it. It's not magic, it's divine order at work. You were designed to manifest what you meditate on. The most dangerous poverty is not in your wallet, it's in your thoughts. People can lose everything and rebuild because their mindset was never broken. But someone with a poor mindset can win the lottery and be bankrupt in a year. Why? Because they are tracked back to the level of their self-concept. The mindset's the thermostat. If you don't upgrade it, your external blessings will always shrink to match your internal limitations. So in November, make a conscious decision. You will no longer be a prisoner of old beliefs. Replace thoughts of fear with affirmations of faith. Say to yourself, my mind is aligned with divine abundance. I am worthy of overflow. I am a magnet for miracles. Feel those words. Let them rewire your consciousness until wealth becomes natural to you. Every rich harvest starts with a seed, and the seed of wealth is a single thought. I deserve abundance. Hold it. Water it with gratitude. Guard it against negativity. And soon, you'll notice something subtle yet powerful. Your world will start matching your new vibration. Ideas will flow. People will show up. Opportunities will find you. Not because you forced them, but because your magnetic mind pulled them in. The wealth you seek is already circling your life, waiting for permission to enter. Give it that permission through your thoughts. Command your mind to believe, and the universe will obey. Because when your mind vibrates with abundance, your life has no choice but to become abundant too. Gratitude is the spiritual password that unlocks abundance. Nothing magnetizes blessings faster than a thankful heart. The universe responds to appreciation like a sunflower responds to sunlight. It opens. Gratitude shifts your energy from I don't have to I already have. And that single shift changes everything. Because the moment you stop chasing lack and start celebrating what's already present, you vibrate in harmony with increase. Most people misunderstand gratitude. They think it's something you feel after something good happens. But real gratitude is prophetic. It thanks before it sees. It's an act of faith, a declaration that says, even though it hasn't manifested yet, I'm thankful because I know it's on the way. That level of thankfulness tells the universe, I'm ready. You can't receive new blessings if your spirit keeps complaining about what hasn't arrived. Gratitude is the bridge between what is and what can be. Think of money as energy that moves where it's celebrated, not tolerated. If your attitude toward finances is constantly heavy, frustrated, or resentful, that energy pushes money away. But when you say, thank you, God, for every dollar that passes through my hands, I bless it, multiply it, and release it joyfully, your vibration becomes a welcoming home for wealth. Gratitude doesn't just make you feel better. It literally changes your energetic signature, making you magnetic to prosperity. Have you ever noticed how grateful people always seem to attract more? It's not coincidence, it's law. Their gratitude keeps their hearts open, and an open heart becomes a divine receiver. The ungrateful heart, however, closes its hands and says nothing is ever enough. The universe reads that signal and withholds increase. Not out of punishment, but because the flow cannot move through a closed channel. The more you appreciate, the more you expand your capacity to receive. Every morning this month, before you rush into your routine, list 10 things you're thankful for. Not just the big things like your job or your house, but the small things too. The breath in your lungs, the food on your table, the peace in your mind. Gratitude grounds you in abundance. It reminds you that you're not lacking, you're living in overflow already. When you start your day with thankfulness, you invite the universe to multiply your reasons to be thankful. Here's a spiritual principle that many miss. You can't complain and command at the same time. Every complaint cancels a decree. Every I'm tired of this neutralizes your. If you keep focusing on what's missing, you keep magnetizing more of what's missing. Gratitude reverses that cycle. It shifts your focus to sufficiency, and sufficiency breeds increase. You can't command November to bless you while cursing the process. Your words must agree with your heart, and your heart must be full of thanks. Gratitude is also practical wealth. When you're grateful, You make better financial decisions. A thankful mind is a clear mind. You stop spending to fill emotional emptiness and start investing to build legacy. You stop comparing yourself to others and start valuing what you already possess. Gratitude brings financial clarity because it silences the noise of lack. When you operate from fullness, you attract more opportunities that match that fullness. Even science agrees. Studies show that gratitude rewires the brain's reward centers, increasing serotonin and dopamine, the chemicals of joy and motivation. When your brain feels abundant, it sees possibilities faster, takes smarter risks, and draws better outcomes. Gratitude literally creates the chemistry of prosperity inside you. It's not just spiritual, it's neurological. The universe built you to attract more of what you appreciate. If you want your November to overflow with wealth, make Thanksgiving your daily habit. When you find a coin on the ground, say, "Thank you." This is a sign of increase. When you receive a payment, whisper, "Thank you, more of this." When you pay a bill, don't sigh. Bless it. "Thank you that I have the means to meet this need." Each act of gratitude strengthens your alignment with abundance. The more thankful you are, the less resistance you carry. And without resistance, blessings flow faster. Gratitude also breaks the spirit of comparison. Instead of looking at who has more, you start recognizing how much you already have. This contentment opens a deeper level of joy, and joy itself is magnetic. Prosperity isn't just about having money. It's about being in the vibration of happiness that wealth naturally matches. Gratitude turns ordinary moments into golden opportunities. So this month, command your universe through thanksgiving. Thank God for what's coming as if it's already here. Thank your money before it multiplies. Thank your health before it improves. Thank your relationships before they restore. Every thank you is a seed, and those seeds never die. They blossom in divine timing. Speak it daily. I am grateful for abundance flowing through me. I am thankful for divine provision. I appreciate every blessing, seen and unseen. Gratitude doesn't just activate the flow of wealth, it becomes the flow itself. When you live in thankfulness, everything you touch begins to multiply. Because the universe always echoes one message: to the one who is grateful, more shall be given. You can speak affirmations all day, visualize abundance, and recite powerful mantras. But without faith, those words remain suspended in the air, never touching the ground of manifestation. Faith is the energy that gives your declarations permission to take form. It's the invisible hand that reaches into the unseen and pulls your desire into the seen. Without faith, even the strongest words lose their power. But with faith, even a whisper becomes a command to the universe. When you command the universe to bless your November, you are not just talking, you are believing. You are sending out a frequency that says, "I trust the process, even when I don't yet see the proof." Faith is what turns your declarations into divine orders. The universe doesn't respond to fear, it responds to conviction. It's not your need that moves heaven. Every wealthy, influential, or spiritually awakened person carries one common trait: unshakable faith in their vision. They see results in their mind long before they appear in reality. They act from assurance, not anxiety. They don't say, "I hope it happens." They say, "It's already done." That mindset doesn't come from arrogance, it comes from alignment. When you truly believe that the universe supports you, you stop chasing and start attracting. Faith is not denial. It doesn't ignore circumstances. It transcends them. You can acknowledge your bills, your challenges, or your current financial state without surrendering to them. Faith says, "I see the storm, but I also see the rainbow behind it." It's the ability to hold your inner vision steady while the outer world catches up. Without that steadiness, your energy becomes unstable, and unstable energy delays manifestation. The universe mirrors consistency. When your faith holds firm, so does your outcome. Let's make this practical. Suppose your bank account is low, and fear starts whispering, You'll never make it this month. Faith doesn't argue with fear, it replaces it. It says, I live under divine economy. I am sustained by unseen resources. Money comes to me from expected and unexpected places. The moment you declare that with conviction, your vibration changes. You no longer emit desperation, you emit confidence. That single energetic shift opens doors you couldn't see before. Faith works like electricity. You can have all the right equipment, the light bulb, the wiring, the switch. But until the current flows, the room stays dark. When you combine the two, illumination happens. Many people speak abundance, but don't believe it deeply enough to let it flow. They flip the switch but aren't connected to power. Faith plugs you into divine voltage. It's the spark that ignites creation. Remember this truth: doubt delays what faith accelerates. Every time you question your worthiness or your timing, you slow down the energy that's already working for you. The universe doesn't work on human clocks, it works on energetic alignment. Faith keeps you in alignment long enough for the manifestation to arrive. When you trust, you release resistance. When you release resistance, blessings flow freely. Faith also changes your behavior. When you truly believe abundance is yours, you start making decisions from abundance. Instead of fear, you give more freely. You act with confidence. You move like someone who already has the answer. That vibration of certainty becomes irresistible to the universe. Opportunities, people, and resources start orbiting around your energy field because faith creates a gravitational pull. Even science recognizes this principle through quantum observation. Particles behave differently when observed with expectation. The universe literally responds to attention infused with belief. Your faith is a form of observation. When you expect abundance, you collapse the probability of lack and bring prosperity into form. That's not fantasy. That's divine law in motion. This November, make faith your daily practice. Speak your declarations, but back them with trust. When you command, wealth flows to me easily. Believe that it's already on its way. When you say, I am healed and whole, see yourself walking in that wholeness. When you affirm, I live in divine overflow, feel that overflow right now. Faith doesn't wait for evidence. Faith creates the evidence. When your mind doubts, remind yourself, everything I see began as something unseen. Every fortune started as a belief. Every breakthrough began as a conviction in someone's heart. Faith is the factory where your words become reality. You don't have to know how the universe will do it. You just have to know that it will. So command your November with faith, not fear. Speak your vision as if it's already complete. Move like it's already yours. Smile as if the blessing has already arrived. Because the universe listens to energy more than language. And faith is the loudest sound you can make. When you believe completely, heaven and earth conspire to make it happen. Your declarations are the seeds. Your faith is the sunlight. Without it, nothing grows. But when you combine spoken authority with unwavering belief, creation cannot resist you. The invisible becomes visible. The impossible becomes inevitable. Speak it, believe it, and watch your November obey. When you command the universe, the most powerful words are not give me. Gratitude is the frequency that turns divine energy into visible blessing. It transforms what you desire into what you already possess in faith. Every time you speak gratitude, you are aligning with the highest vibration of abundance. The universe doesn't respond to begging, it responds to believing. And gratitude is the sound of belief. Gratitude is not just saying thank you after something happens. It is declaring thank you before it happens. The rich in spirit don't wait for manifestation to appear. They celebrate manifestation before it arrives. This is why when Jesus stood before Lazarus' tomb, he said, Father, I thank you that you have heard me. Gratitude was his command key. He didn't ask for proof. He declared appreciation because he understood how divine power flows through acknowledgement, not anxiety. When you start your day in November saying, thank you, Universe, for the money that's already moving toward me. You open the invisible gates of supply. When you say, thank you for the health that strengthens me daily, you program your cells to respond with life. When you say, thank you for the opportunities that are aligning this week, heaven rearranges people, time, and resources to make it so. Gratitude doesn't just attract abundance, it sustains it. Think about a person who gives you something and never hears a word of thanks. Over time, you hesitate to give again. But the one who thanks you sincerely creates joy in your giving. The universe operates the same way. Gratitude creates a joyful cycle of giving and receiving. It's not manipulation, it's alignment. When you vibrate gratitude, you show the universe that you trust its timing, its goodness, and its provision. You stop operating from lack and step into flow. Some people pray and still live in fear. Others command and still doubt. But those who thank are already victorious, because gratitude turns your mind from what's missing to what's multiplying. It changes your frequency from I need to I have. And that's where miracles begin. You cannot complain and command abundance at the same time. Complaints keep your mouth busy but your heart empty. Gratitude keeps your mouth humble but your heart full. Start today by creating a gratitude command list for November. Write it as if it's already done. Thank you for my growing finances. Thank you for the peace that fills my home. Thank you for the doors that open effortlessly. Thank you for the divine favor surrounding my name. Read it aloud every morning, not as a wish. Feel the energy rise inside you when you say it. Feel the peace that replaces pressure. That is the power of gratitude in action. It pulls the invisible closer. A grateful heart never runs dry. Because the more you thank, the more you think right. And the more you think right, the more you receive right. The wealth you seek is not in the amount of money you hold, but in the amount of gratitude you release. That's why some people with little live like kings, and others with much live like beggars. One commands from fullness, the other from fear. So, this November, command your world with gratitude. Let your voice echo with thank. Thank God for the abundance that's already on its way. Thank the universe for aligning every divine appointment. Thank your own soul for believing again. Gratitude is not the end of manifestation, it is the start of it. Speak it, feel it, and let the frequency of thanks unlock the floodgates of wealth, health, and endless abundance. If this message spoke to your spirit, then this is your divine moment to command your November with authority. Don't let these words remain just inspiration. Turn them into activation. The universe responds to movement, not hesitation. Right now, speak aloud your declaration. I command my November to overflow with wealth, health, and divine abundance. Let those words vibrate through your room, through your heart, through your atmosphere. This month is not waiting to bless you. Wake up every morning and set your tone before the world sets it for you. Declare your gratitude before you check your phone. Speak your vision before you see results. Remember, every word you say carries spiritual energy. So speak as one who already possesses the promise. If you're ready to shift your life from wishing to commanding, I want you to take one small but powerful action. Type in the comments below, I command my November. That's not just engagement, that's agreement. When you type it, you're sending a public declaration to heaven and earth that you are done living small. You are walking in divine alignment with wealth, health, and peace. And if this message awakens something within you, share it with someone who needs this same reminder. Be the reason another soul commands their month instead of complaining through it. Subscribe if you haven't already. Not for numbers, but to stay connected to divine wisdom that builds your mindset and strengthens your faith daily. Remember, the universe listens to conviction. Heaven responds to consistency. And your November is waiting for your command. Speak it now, and watch abundance, health, and favor rise to meet you.